welcome to Fox Valley in Focus. I'm Barb Nadeau, your host, and today we're going to hear about 3 great summer events. We're going to hear from Mark Gaffino. He is the chairman of North Aurora Days. We'll have Nikki Diaz join us from Plano for Smallville Superfest, and Sue Swithin will be here to talk to us about Sandwich Park District. We'll get started right after this.
Their support changed my life.
They were like family.
My voice is now heard.
A home for every animal.
My future is bright because they cared.
This is our home now.
Thank you to the 1,200 nonprofits that serve Cass and Clay counties every day.
Mark Gaffino joins us now. He's a village trustee and also chairman of North Aurora Days. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me.
I'm excited. I can't wait to hear about it because you were telling me before the show you're starting off this year with a whole new day.
That's correct. Yeah, we added a Sunday afternoon to our event.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of time. What are you going to be doing?
Well, that afternoon we're having Party in the Park, we call it. It's at a riverfront park, and we thought we're always looking for an additional day, so the opportunity came up, so we jumped at it.
So it's going to be August 4th, 5th,
and 6th. Correct. Yeah.
So it's got some great traditional events and things like your 5K, 10K that you put on, your fishing derby, and some of the others. Tell us about some of the highlights.
Well, we always have the main stage at Oak Street and Randall Road at 5 o'clock both nights. We have several different bands each night. We have the emergency vehicle parade also on Friday night, which is a big hit for the kids. Many different events.
Okay, and like I had mentioned, you know, some of those, the fishing derby and the 5K. You've also got a kids' safety day happening, and
Touch a Truck as well up at, and that's all happening cool. At Moose Heart on Saturday morning.
So you're kind of covering an area, and people need to know how to find each of these events, especially if they're new to North Aurora Days.
Best way is to go to our website. We have a map. We also have some local pamphlets with maps as well in different stores and in the area there.
Yeah, I liked the flyer that you have on your website. I checked that out, and I was happy to see some of the standards that I've seen in the past, like your community breakfast, your pet parade, you know, some of those fun things that make it just a hometown event.
Yeah, that's what people like. It's once a year they all get together, and it's kind of like a family reunion, you know, or even neighbors you don't see that often. Everybody's there, and we have about 4,000 to 5,000 people a night, so I mean it's really nice family event.
But your lineup of entertainment is pretty good. I mean, you go from country to rock to 80s, and so I thought maybe we should spend some time talking about Friday night. Starts Friday night at 5 o'clock with School of Rock.
School of Rock, that's a local, actually they're high school students. It's a school that they learn how to, I guess, play in a band. So they're gonna start it off right around 4:30. I think they're gonna start a little early. And then at 6:30 we have, I guess it's a North Aurora Sugar Grove country band called Big Sugar, and then we finish up the night with the Breakfast Club.
Okay, and that's your dance 80s tribute music.
Right,
okay.
right.
Saturday, Allie Morgan, country music singer-songwriter?
Yeah, she's a young lady, probably 13, I guess. She's currently doing a record down in down south, I guess, and she wanted to sing, and we were happy to have her, so she's going to kick that off Saturday night.
All right, and that's at 5 p.m., and then you continue with country and a kind of southern rock country mix with Southern Side Up.
Then rock and roll at the end with the band named Friction.
Okay.
And then that night as well, we'll have fireworks probably at 9 o'clock.
Okay, and then also cruise night going on as well.
Cruise night at A&W as well. Yep, that's half a mile from our main location, but right on 31. Mm-hmm.
And then new, of course, your new day, Sunday. Tell us about the entertainment then.
We're going to have 2 o'clock starts a band called Serendipity, which is an all-girl, high schoolish age band, and then we finish up with Seventh Heaven at 4 o'clock, and then we're also offering margaritas in the park.
Oh,
so
really?
we're having six or seven local restaurants from Geneva through Aurora that are going to offer up their their best margarita. So you'll be able to buy sample those
Oh, nice.
along with food trucks. So.
Excellent. Now you mentioned the fireworks, and I want to ask you, where's the best spot if you want to see them?
Well, we shoot them off at Randall and Oak Street. It'd be the northwest corner. So anywhere in the area, they're smaller shells. So, but I mean, within half a mile from that location, you can see them well.
Okay. Any advice for folks coming into North Aurora, people who are watching the show that have never discovered North Aurora Days, as far as parking
Yeah,
and
follow
what
the
to do?
signs. Follow the signs the best way. Website again. There's parking areas as well as follow the detour signs.
You know, this is really a very successful event for North Aurora.
Yeah, it's probably 35 years or so. Not in this location, but as it developed through and it's gotten larger and added some more events to it. But yeah, it's a favorite.
And you can see from, just looking at the website and looking at the events that you have, all the ones that we just kind of rattled off a few minutes ago, things like the library book sale and all the community-wide things, the child safety seat checks and things. It's a kind of a pride thing. I mean, your residents are really happy with what they're getting out of North Aurora
Yeah, it
Days,
seems to
aren't they?
be. They really enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful that you're doing it.
And if you don't like the bands or you don't like being up at night, like you said, there's items during the day that go on, especially Saturday. So, and of some value, like the Safe Kids thing at Mooseheart. They offer bike helmets for kids. There's a lot of free items they give away, so it's free to get in. So it's well worth the trip.
So basically, the entire thing is free, and
All
you're just
free.
buying your food and drink
Right,
and enjoying
right.
it
Yep.
as you go through.
Yep.
What about help? I mean, tell us about the people who put this on, and do you need volunteers?
And we always need volunteers. You can go on our website under volunteers and offer your time. We have about 15 chair people, and we kind of live or die by them. So if we don't have somebody to operate one of the events, we don't have it that year.
Yeah.
So and they do a great job. We meet monthly for the entire year, so it's just kind of a labor of love. Everybody in it really likes it. And
Well, I
they do,
kind of
so.
laughed there because I've met other people who chair special events, like Nikki coming up in a few minutes, and others throughout the years that I've met and talked to. And you have to be a very special kind of person to be the chairman of an event
Oh yeah,
like this.
it's interesting, but it's fun.
Okay, so if they just go on the website, they can find out more about it, and then to volunteer, I mean, is there a way to identify volunteers?
There's a link on there as well if
Okay.
you want to volunteer, and you can go from there as far as their time and when they're available.
Okay. As far as the event itself, other than Community Pride, are there any groups that are benefiting from?
Well, yes, the Mothers Club, North Aurora Mothers Club, and the North Aurora Lions are kind of the two main nonprofit groups that they operate our beer tent, so it's kind of their big fundraiser for the year. So that's also nice to be able to do, and they give all that back through to the community throughout the year.
So it's kind of a celebration, North Aurora celebrating itself and then
Sure.
giving right back to
Sure.
themselves.
Yeah,
That's something.
kind of a win-win.
Yeah, yeah. And how long have you been the chairman?
I'm gonna say about 8 years now. It gets easier every year, kind of. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have good people, and everybody does their assignments. So.
Okay. So once again, we want to remind you, it starts Friday, August 4th. You want to see all these musicians, some really great names of musicians. Friday at 5 p.m. And of course, Saturday is when you have your fireworks show.
Sure, yeah.
And brand new day on Sunday. So August 4th, 5th, and 6th. And we can find out more information at northauroraday's.com. Mark, I want to thank you so much for being here on our show.
My pleasure.
Can't wait. We'll
Sounds
see
good.
you then.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Stay tuned. We'll be right back right after this. Nikki Diaz joins us now. Nikki is the event coordinator for Smallville Superfest, now in its 6th year in the city of Plano. Thanks for being here, Nikki.
Thank you for inviting me.
I can't believe it's been 6 years
I know.
already.
I'm really excited for this year.
And this festival has grown and changed and gotten bigger and better. And I just have to ask you, what keeps you going? What keeps this engine moving? Because it is getting better and better.
Yeah. The families, the kids smiling and walking around and enjoying themselves. What's next? What can I do now? And just enjoying themselves. That's what it's all about, bringing everybody in and making friends with your neighbors. That's bringing in the community.
Well, the thing about Smallville Superfest is that it came from nothing. I mean, it's really grown, you know, with the city of Plano, with the enthusiasm of the movie, you know, that jump started our hero theme and the fact that we could do something that no one else did.
Right.
But to develop the schedule of events that you have and to get the partnerships and the collaboration to get everything together on the event calendar, that's a lot of work.
Oh yeah, lots of hours and some really good volunteers we have on our committees. They've just really pulled through and we achieve, you know, so what we can do.
So tell us about this year. It's now 4 days, so that's an improvement already. It's expanded.
Yes, what we did on Thursday evening, we added an adults event for adults only, and it's our Super Brew tasting. So that will be really interesting on how that pans out. We'll have some soft music. We're going to have our local, I believe in bringing our community into the event. So we had asked some of our local businesses to be vendors during that event.
So they can bring whatever they want. Is it all
Actually,
beers or?
we are supplying and they are serving. Yes.
Okay. So can they come up to you and say, well, Nikki, this is what I want you to put on the list to purchase for?
No.
No? Oh,
no,
okay.
we tell them.
Okay. So this is
we have to have a plan.
Okay.
We can't
good to
just
know. Well, but I think it's interesting though because they still get to introduce themselves,
Exactly.
Showcase who they are, have their
Exactly.
business cards, do
Yes.
whatever they can do to spruce up their area and to have them kind of come to like a little microcosm of their business, right?
Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you work with other groups as well to pull together their best? I know that you've had some youth organizations involved and
Yes.
others, so tell us about some of those collaborations.
Like this year, we're going to have Lyle's Auto do the cruise night on Friday evening, and that will start at 5:30 to 8:30. We have the car show from Crow's Auto, and that will be on Saturday. So what we do is we bring in local businesses, just like the pancake eating contest. Ivana's Cafe is doing that. So that's what we want, is that unity. And to bring everyone together, and then for our guests, our families that come in and enjoy the time, you know, so they are recognized.
Right,
So, yeah.
right. So it becomes a citywide festival.
Exactly.
Everyone gets involved.
Exactly, yeah.
So tell us about the lineup of events. You start Thursday night with your little brew
Microbrew,
fest.
super
Yeah.
microbrew.
Okay.
And then and there will be soft music played for that, and we're selling tickets soon for that. And on Friday around 5 o'clock we do our opening ceremonies, and then we kick off with some bands. Chicks with Flicks, all kinds of nice local in the area, like 30-mile radius area bands we have come in. So our bands start at 5:30.
I know that's your Pride night. You
Yeah.
have a Plano Pride Parade. Is that the big parade for the?
That's actually on Sunday is
Okay.
our parade.
Okay.
But what we try to do is work with the school district, and what they do is a back to school bash. So we try to coordinate our events with that. So like at 8:30, after they're done, the high school invites them to come downtown to do our street dance. So we try to really work with the
So
whole.
it's Plano Pride from Friday through Sunday.
Yeah, we have different days. We have our Friday evening is our Plano Pride. Community Days is on Saturday, and then Sunday is our Hero Day. So that's how we do it now.
Okay, so Friday night, street dance after all the festivities at the high school.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Saturday, you have a full range of activities going on
Yes.
downtown.
Yes. So we start at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning, and
You're trying to think of
I
what
know,
else
I'm
on your
thinking of
schedule.
everything on there.
Well, I know that you'll be fishing with the mayor down by
Yes, that starts at 10
That's
o'clock.
at Foley Park,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
And that's until noon this year. Or actually, that starts at 9 until noon, and that's at Foley Park.
And that's been a good business collaboration too.
yeah,
You get, and I like the fact that you're pulling the businesses in and
Yeah.
saying, yes, you have to be part of Smallville. You know,
Right, right. And
Support
Worst
us.
Kitchen supplies the hot dogs and drinks. And it's just wonderful that we can put everything together like that for the community.
I know the library always has a book sale that
Oh, yes,
weekend,
yes.
and that's one of my favorites. I just love the old books, and I love grabbing them. That's,
Yeah.
But you're going to have not just a carnival that weekend, but you're also going to have inflatables and old-fashioned carnival games. And I know that's something that you started a couple years ago.
Yes.
How has that been going?
One of our committee members brought that to our attention, that he would like to do that. So what we do is ask our churches and non-for-profits to get recognized by hosting a booth. And there's small trinket prizes. It's just for recognition. And the kids really have fun with it. We've really done well with that one.
Well, I like the fact that it's something that you can do with anyone from age 2 to 102.
Right.
Because, you know, you've got something for all ages. There's something for the little tots. Those carnival games are fun, you know, the bozo buckets and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then the inflatables, of course, are always a big hit. And then, of course, the carnival rides, which have to be, you know, have some age to them, but you know, there's
yeah.
something for every kid,
Exactly.
no matter how old they are.
Yes, and then we have that Bounce Town, which is a free event, and we have 3 different type situations there. And this year, we're bringing back the pony rides and the petting zoo. We had tried last year, and so we did invite them back, and so they're coming. And so that I believe with some children, if they live in the city, in town, they don't get to see the owls and so forth. And this fellow brings all that. And so it's really interesting.
And is that going to
see.
be downtown?
Yes, it will be over in the kids zone in front of, on the west side of the depot.
Okay.
Yeah, where the bounce,
okay.
yeah.
So you're basically taking Main Street and turning it into just the whole festival grounds. So Kids Zone's going to be over by the depot
Yes.
near Smallville Museum.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, west of that.
All
yes.
right. And then you'll have the beer tent
Beer
area.
tent, and then our stage for the bands, and then the car shows and what have you, the more portable things going east.
And some of the things that I think are fun are the cool cars that you're going to have on display, some of the entertainers, and of course we didn't even talk about some of these other events. What is your website? How do we learn more?
Our website is smallvillesuperfest.com, and if you're interested in either being a vendor or a volunteer, we will accept you. But I also wanted to say that we did add a few extra things from last year that we're incorporating again this year. We're bringing the Batmobile again back. Hopefully we bring back some statues back into the museum. And then on Sunday morning, not only are we having our 5K and our pancake breakfast, but we also are adding a flea market.
Wow.
Yeah, over on John Street. So that will be across the railroad tracks on there.
It's fantastic. Smallville Superfest coming up soon.
Yes.
Check them out. Nikki, thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
And we'll be back right after this.
Their support changed my life.
They were like family.
My voice is now heard.
A home for every animal.
My future is bright because they cared.
This is our home now.
Thank you to the 1,200 nonprofits that serve Cass and Clay counties every day.
And rounding out our show today is Sue Swith, and she's the director of the Sandwich Park District. And Sue, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Barb.
You know, I was checking out the website, your sandwichparkdistrict.org website, and I was, first of all, surprised how many parks you had, and then the variety of activities that you have for people in the city of Sandwich.
I've been there about 6 years and drove around town and was surprised myself when I was first hired as to how many parks we had and the different amenities that we had in town, so I was impressed.
Yeah, you have a variety of activities going on. I mean, everything from like day trips and casino trips that I knew that you offered for, especially for some of the older folks. You have some special events like that. I had talked to some people in the Sandwich Park District earlier about that, but also you have everything from toddlers on up, you know, special camps and things. But you also have academic activities.
We do. As you know, formerly, I've been involved in recreation programming pretty much my whole life. And I've always wanted a well-rounded curriculum, as I call it, within our recreation activities. So there's sports, there's travel play, in-house leagues, things like that. Then there's always fitness, but we added a few more components with like SAT, workshops, writing workshops, the crafts, things like that, and try to, again, have well-rounded curriculum for all ages, as many ages as we can.
Music classes.
Music, piano, we've tried guitar, we've had a few guitar classes.
Chess. So is it like, if you have people in the area watching the show, wow, maybe I should get in touch with Sandwich Park District. Maybe there's talents out there that you don't know about.
Surprisingly enough, and we have trip programs, daily trip programs, not overnighters. We have quite a few people that are non-residents as well, so they're not living within the Sandwich Park District boundaries. So our statistics in our program show Aurora, up north, Sugar Grove areas, Oswego people that come in and pay the non-district fee just because they like some of the trips that we take and places that we go.
That's wonderful. It's wonderful that you're there. I know that you wanted to talk about some of these different things, and one of them you said having a breadth of activities. Right before the show, you were telling me you have a new partnership with the Kishwaukee Special Rec Association?
We do. I can briefly touch on that. Just within the year, well, actually a couple of years ago, we had some kids come to us that had disabilities and need, and if we can't offer those programs, we pay a percentage of the cost to send them to other special rec associations. So about a year ago, I started working with executive director up in the Kishwaukee area, the DeKalb area, and they have a association called Kishwaukee Special Rec Association, KSRA, and we had an opportunity. They were reaching out for more members. So within the year, we established a greater membership with DeKalb, Genoa, Sycamore, Flag Rochelle, and now Sandwich. So we all create the board, so I'm a member on that board, all the executive directors within the park districts, and they've hired an executive director, and they have staff. They serve many people with many different things. It's now in our program guide, and how it happens is we established a fund through the state of Illinois. It's called a Special Recreation Fund. We don't need permission to do it. It's out there, but it can only be used for the special recreation programming and or facility improvements. So half the percentage of that fund goes to KSRA for us to be a member for programming, and then the other percent stays within the Sandwich Park District for ADA improvements, for making things accessible.
That's wonderful. It really is.
It's a small amount from a taxpayer. I noticed my bill this year, because I live in Sandwich, and if it went up maybe $70, that's all it was, and only maybe $50 of that was to support that fund, and I think it's well worth it. And we did not have any issues with residents doing that.
Fantastic. I wanted to ask you a little bit about the special events that are coming up. You have special events, of course, happening all
year round.
But you've got some things happening, not just here in the summer months, into August, but into September, but back to school and then beyond. But I wanted to ask you about some of the things that you do during the year.
The season we're at right now, we would be completing summer. We had an opportunity to purchase used canoes and kayaks and did that. and we now are running outdoor adventure trips, not only for kids, but for families as well. We are including our local scouts in that. So that's really exciting for us. We're really trying to push the outdoor canoe and kayak and instruction as well. They don't have to know what they're doing. It helps, but they don't have to know. We'll teach them. And then we rent those out to the community. So that's very new for us. We have our series in the summer, Music Under the Stars, music and movie. So we have music come on Friday nights, one night in the month of July now and August. Those dates are on our website. And we start with a movie and then start with the music, finish with a movie. And the nice thing with that is that was created from a partnership since I'd been there. And we reached out to DeKalb and Sycamore, and with a grant and our own funding, we're sharing a 32-foot movie screen and all the equipment. So we bought a trailer, and the 3 park districts share the movie screen and the equipment all summer long and create a schedule. So there's another partnership that we have.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Save money.
Yeah, working it out, figuring out how to get it done for the people of Sandwich. That's fantastic. Any other special events that you want to highlight?
The big one coming up for us, we have our big run in October called a Donut Doggy Dash. They run and then they eat donuts, but they don't dash after the dogs. The dogs come and run too, or walk. So
do the dogs get donuts?
The dogs can have a donut. We have treats there. So that's a nice one we do in October 15th. This year we're allowing a fundraiser for the local food pantries. So they're securing sponsorships, they'll be there, and then the percentages proceeds will go to the local food pantries. Then the big one for us that we've developed is at Christmas time, and another partnership that we've created very tightly with the Sandwich Chamber of Commerce. I'm now a director on that board. They asked me to be involved, and I'm thrilled at that. We have an event called a Sandwich Christmas, and it starts with Saturday morning Festival of Trees at Timber Creek, and we run that. We have a Holiday Lane craft show on Saturday, Sunday. The Park District runs that. And then Saturday night, the Chamber of Commerce and other local businesses downtown have activities. And one large activity is we have a trolley for free rides. We have s'mores in the park down there. So a variety of businesses, the Chamber and the district, offer the event down there Saturday night. So that's a full weekend called a Sandwich Christmas. It's December 2nd, I believe, this
You know what's
coming year.
interesting talking to you, Sue, is that a park district is so much more than people realize. You know, and I think they sometimes will take for granted that the space that they see, or maybe a soccer camp they see, or a team sport being played, and they underestimate all of the things that you're doing. And you've kind of encapsulated it all for us and explained, how valuable it is to have these business partnerships, to be able to go outside and find these grants and to work together with other park districts. You're really offering something very special to the people of Sandwich.
It's amazing what we all can do when, I hate to say it, when everyone gets along and they're all striving to the same mission. And right now I'm blessed in Sandwich to have a great city council, a great mayor, a great chamber, school district, and then these other districts that we've partnered with. It's just really a lot of fun right now.
I would say they're very fortunate to have you as well. And I
appreciate
want to, before we close, just remind everyone your website is sandwichparkdistrict.org. And of course, there's people all over coming in, spending a little extra bit to have those out-of-district, those events come to them and paying that out-of-district fee. I think it's wonderful what you're doing, and I'm so glad to have you here on our show.
Thank you. My pleasure.
And that's Sue Swithin, the director of the Sandwich Park District, and that rounds out our show today. Thanks for being with us. For Fox Valley Television, I'm Barb Nadeau.